Continuing tradition with a refreshed name and look. Earlier this year, Uptown Social opened in Boston and South End. The gathering space offers comfort food, cocktails, music, and a sense of community. It's a new era for the former home of Bob the Chefs and Darryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen. And joining me now is Nia Grace, restaurateur and owner of Uptown Social and Grace by Nia. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here to talk about this. This was long awaited. People were waiting for Uptown Social. It continues the legacy of businesses that came before it. How are you continuing and honoring the legacy of Darryl's and Bob the Chefs?
Well, yeah. I mean, I often talk about how you can't really change the walls. And I think that that's what's so special about it, is that you walk in and it instantly feels familiar, but it's got a new spark. It has a new life, right? And so we continue the tradition of honoring Southern roots, Southern cuisine, honoring community, and in particularly the community in that Roxbury South End area, by making it a place that you can call home. And for any of the institutions that I'm around or in, that's what I want you to feel. I want you to walk in and feel like, oh, I feel like I've been here before, because you have. So in addition to the food, we've got our live music, our entertainment, our craft cocktail program. But I mean, we even have some of the old staff who had been there since Bob the Chef. So that's fun.
That? Yeah. So definitely a sense of home.
Yes.
I know your restaurant, you mentioned it brings Southern food to the South End. I know it's hard to choose, but if you could choose, what are some of the highlights for you on the menu?
Oh man, you can't go wrong with the pickled deviled eggs. And if you're really feeling special that night, add a little caviar to it. You know, we've got these mambo wings where if you're from the DC, Maryland area and you got that mambo sauce, you know what we're talking about. A little spice, a little sweet. Love our chicken and waffles. It's a red velvet waffle, sweet tea brine chicken, catfish, and grits. I mean, you told me to choose. I don't really have. Just take the left side of the menu, then take the right side of the menu.
Everything you said sounds amazing, though. What feedback have you been getting from customers who've been coming through there? What's their favorite part about it? What have you been hearing?
I mean, the fact that the doors are open is the first like major feedback that we're getting. People are just happy that it still remains in the hands of people who love that corner and love that neighborhood. The food has got a welcome reception. People are excited to see the entertainment. Again, people are excited to see Miss Denise. So if you know Denise, come say bye. Some say hi to her at the bar. It's just been really joyous, and the familiar faces and the new faces, they just feel like, again, that they are home now.
That's a beautiful thing. How are you working to counter this, I don't know who's saying this idea that Boston nightlife is boring, those allegations?
Well, the first thing I wonder is, which Boston are you talking about, right? Because it couldn't be my Boston, you know? And I think when we talk about nightlife, it's really anything that happens after you clock out of work, right? Once your day is done. And so it's not always, and as much as I love them, it's not always a nightclub. It's not always, you know, a discotheque with a DJ, although again, those are some of my favorite places. It's the things that also happen in the city that make it just vibrant. And so we're talking about, for me, love to take a walk along the harbor, look at the twinkles, right? I don't even have that much time, but when I do, it's great to even be able to have it, to go to the Common or to a Lawn on D, and just have outdoor activities, to be able to go to a MFA late night or an ICA, you know, Fridays. Like, that is a part of our nightlife. So when folks are talking about what kind of nightlife or does it exist, I'm like, absolutely. It's really what you want it to be.
It's really what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Well said. In your view, what makes Boston nightlife special to you?
The variety, the creatives, the people who have decided that we don't need like four walls to make it something. The fact that we are taking nightlife to the streets, the fact that, you know, I don't know, have never seen it. And I'll say what my prime was 10 years ago. So in my prime, we've got so many more options that I'm actually inundated with them, right? And as much as, you know, from where can you find this information out? You can look at a Black-owned Boston or a Black-brown Boston. You can look at the Boston calendar. You can follow several influencers, and they're going to tell you where you need to be. And Boston nightlife is so special because, again, it's not just a bar. It's not just a club. You can just have a late night meal. Set to some amazing vibes. It can be candlelight, it could be a vinyl set, and it just feels good and authentic. And it's by people, and we talk about this often on the culinary side of it, it's by people who are just like, listen, we actually want to shake that stigma. We've got energy, we've got creativity, we've got love and all of that, so let's show them. So that's what makes it special for me. Plus, I'm a part of it.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, Uptown Social is not your only restaurant. We have to talk about Grace by Nia in the Seaport. It's such a hot spot for soul food, live music, craft cocktails. What has that restaurant meant to you and especially the community?
Well, I like to talk about Grace by Nia. It was, we opened in 2023. And I always say that it's the big sister to Darryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen, and it was really taking our little concept in the South End and showing the city, which in fact really meant the world, that this kind of experience exists, that you can open up the doors and have a place that can service generations at the exact same time, that can service different interests and even price points all at the same time. You can go in there, have a great meal, have perfect after work like experience, then have great entertainment, do a little bit of dancing, catch a dessert if you'd like to. It just was like you can have that all in one. The Seaport had never seen anything like it. Boston, we have tiptoed around it in certain instances, and I think Grace by Nia finally was it. And the more special, intimate part of it to me is that it's called Grace, right? And it's by me, but that's my family name. And so that's what was so special. And we had never done anything like that. And when I say we, a person of color had never done anything like that in the Seaport area. And it's an area that folks, including my ancestors, didn't even think that we could be in or exist in. And that's what is so special about it.
I definitely wanted to touch on that because there isn't, we didn't see that, right? No. Black woman owned restaurant, separate club in the Seaport. And I think people feel that too when they come in and they celebrate that. Yeah. What's been the feedback when it comes to people who, you know, show up like me and go to Grace by Nia and enjoy?
I mean, it's a sense of pride. It's a sense of belonging. It's a room that is super welcoming. I think one of the biggest compliments is for my restaurant peers to be able to say and look around that dining room and say, we actually have never seen this kind of gathering, and even in our spaces. And that's a large compliment. So,
now both of these businesses offer live music.
Yes,
a lot of it. Why was that important to you to have?
I love music, but music as well as food are connective threads, right? None of us can get away from it, be it a special song that you remember when someone was born, or whether it was your wedding, be that special meal that someone makes for you when you know you've had a hard day or you just want to celebrate. Those are connective threads. And then, not for nothing, I mean, I don't really sing, but I do love the musicians that are around me that do that play, that sing. And they're part of our economy, and so they need places to go, and that is actually a true response, right? Where it's like, yeah, Darryl's is great, Wally's is great, I can name some more, but we need more. Like, we need more of an outlet. We've got Berklee College of Music, the Conservatory, Emerson, and they just didn't necessarily have a lot of outlets. And so Grace by Nia becomes one of them, and so is Uptown Social.
Nia Grace, we thank you so much for being here. We wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Oh.
Coming up, exploring a Boston landmark for free. The unique way you can experience the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum next.